I am Styrofoam Ralph. This is Cups and the Gang live from the motherfucking hot box. This is the Thursday lunch box. You already know I got my guy with me getting nourished as we speak. One half of Sports Reports as ordered 2-5. Mike Will, the Wu Tang man, representing live from the front seat. What is going on, my brother?
Hey man, just not enjoying this 104 going on,
God, that's what y'all temperature is right now?
So that's what it's going to be today. It was 106 yesterday.
Our high is going to be 81. It's currently 75 outside.
Yeah, that sounds so awesome. like I don't mind hot weather, but it's like, what's the point of hot weather if there ain't no beach around?
Word. No, I,
You
I
know what
feel
I'm
you.
saying?
No, I definitely feel you. In Texas, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And because, shoot, Texas is massive. But I do want to ask you that, there's this saying, because, I've been an East Coast guy my entire life. You know what I'm saying? Any place I've traveled to, I haven't traveled to the West Coast. I haven't been to Texas. Furthest southwest I've been is New Orleans. So when people say that, and I know you've been to the West Coast, right?
Right.
So when people say that the heat is different, like it's like a dry heat, is
Yes.
there a difference of heat in West Coast heat, Texas heat, and East Coast heat?
Yeah, I would say Texas heat is similar to like Florida.
Okay.
Like very, very humid and sticky, kind of swampy like.
Yeah.
When you talk about the West Coast, you feel the temperature, but without the humidity, it just doesn't feel as bad. So like the way that I like to look at it is when I'm in Arizona or California or Vegas, it's like I opened up the oven and the oven it hits you in the face. You know what I'm saying? Texas is like I'm actually in the oven.
In the oven, right?
Yeah.
I feel you, because I honestly can't even wrap my mind around it, because like my dog Clyde, the
Right.
fashion guy,
Fashion. Yeah.
when he lives in Cali right now, but when I met him, we was in college together. We both grew up in Richmond. So it's like when he would tell me, like, it was just a difference. Like, you would feel the heat, but it's like you're not necessarily like sweating or whatever. And I can't even wrap my mind around what that would even mean, to go
Right.
outside and feel the sun beaming down. It's hot or whatever, but it's comfortable. Like, if the sun is beaming down on you, you are sweating immediately. Like, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even know
Well, I
how.
know in Baltimore, we hit 110 a few times.
Mhm.
It wasn't regularly, but we got over 100 pretty consistently. And but like for example, last year we broke the record for San Antonio days over 100 degrees,
Wow.
and it was like in the hundreds. You know what I mean? And then you had I think it was Phoenix with the dry heat. They
Hmm.
had they had 100 straight days of 100 degrees.
And it's like cook, like you can go outside and cook stuff on the sidewalk, but it's like I know it's not like literally like you're not gonna go outside, or like you're not gonna be sweating. Period. Like I know like you're gonna perspirate, like especially if you're walking around or whatever. But it's like I still can't even fathom like how that would be like without humidity. So yeah, that
Yeah.
was just interesting. But yeah, man. So speaking of it being humid though, I feel like the temperature is definitely raising a little bit in the Warriors locker room. What do you think as far, because as we know, they were eliminated by the Timberwolves last night. Did they lose by one game or two?
They lost in five.
So and they only got one game.
Yeah, they only got the first game, and then the Wolves won the rest.
So with that being said, what is because I feel like Stephen Curry is one of those people, especially like the way his personality is set up, that he might retire a Warrior. So what do you think the locker room might look like next year? Do you think they try and run it back with buckets? Do you think they try and run it back with Kerr?
So I know last summer
Mm-hmm.
they gave Kerr that 2 year, $35 million deal. So that goes through next season.
Okay.
So I've always thought of it as Steph should just walk out the door when Kerr walks out.
Mm-hmm.
Like finish up next year, get out of there. Draymond is obviously beyond his last legs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jimmy, the bubble was 5 years ago. You know,
Right.
even though if you're a Warrior fan or somebody that follows the Warriors, you have to acknowledge that they were something like 18-2 in Jimmy's first 20 games with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's something to that.
They went on
But
a
you
run.
know, but Jimmy is at a stage where, and I guess he's always been this way, but we never noticed it because he's not a great player to talk about so often.
Yeah.
Um, but he goes through these passive aggressive moments. You know, like these last two games, the Warriors were facing elimination.
Hmm.
He took 20 total shots between these two games.
Yeah. I feel you.
You know what I mean? So Jonathan Kaminga, I think, has played his way into getting overpaid by Brooklyn. Um, and, and I wouldn't be shocked if you saw the Warriors try to get into the Greek sweepstakes.
I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Hey, coach, I feel you, dog. Playoff
Jimmy
folklore. Somebody has a. It might be you,
Rams
bro.
came in with the God voice.
You might have
a
might be
I think you got the echo. But yeah, but Jimmy Butler is, you know, he's a guy that we respected because of his heart and just how he laid it all on the line. And you know, that game against the Lakers in that finals where he was breathing on the scores table, you know, that was a moment where like you're like, is he ascending to a certain level of stardom that he hasn't reached yet? You know, or we're just happy to see a grinder, you know, pay off. And that's what I was saying, coach. These last two games, facing elimination, no Steph Curry, you got to take more than 20 shots, like between those two games.
It was pathetic, coach.
It was pathetic.
That's tough, man. So, you know, Buckets might return. He might not return. Healed. What? I think he was on 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I think 3. I think he'll be back though. You know, because I mean, like I said, unless they go after Giannis, and even then, you know, I would imagine that they're going to try to give up picks and young talent. So, you know, I don't know if they might try to make their own big three, and that might be the end of the line for Draymond.
Word. So really quick before we move off of them, that graphic that I sent you or the video that I sent about the Warriors having 2 dynasties and tricking both of them. How did you feel about that, John? Or how did y'all feel about that, John?
Well, the Warriors, you know what I mean? For those of us that like context, the Warriors are going to be an interesting story like 10, 15 years from now. Like a lot of people are going to move on and just see, hey, they won 4 titles. Like, awesome. Some of us are going to look back at it like, well, Kyrie and Love missed that first championship finals. You know, then they went out and got Kevin Durant after they blew a 3-1 lead. Like, but then you got to give them credit for the last championship back in 2022. So I think, so the Warriors are going to be an interesting, because people are going to consider them, you know, up there with the Bulls and the Showtime Lakers and things like that, just because of the longevity of what they did. But if you peel it back, it doesn't look the same.
It doesn't.
Yeah, bro. And especially like Duba said in the video, like the way they drafted James Wiseman. And then when they drafted, they had 2 picks in the first round that turned into Kuminga, and then the second one was something wild.
I think it was Moody, wasn't it?
Yeah, Moody. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And they could have had Trey Mann or Quentin Grimes or something like that. So I mean, we know the draft was crapshoot. You know what I'm saying? But,
right. And that was the discussion. Like at the time was, can the Warriors play 2 timelines? Like you're still trying to contend, but drafting these dudes, it says that you're in a rebuild. You know, so they got the championship. So people were like, oh yeah, like the Warriors were able to pull it off. Except for like, I don't know if Moody or Kuminga are going to be on the roster come next year.
Yeah, that Warriors run will definitely. I love the way you said it earlier, 2-5. Like for those who lived through it, there was only a 2-year period where they felt like a dominant team. In both of those years, Kevin Durant was on the team.
Okay.
Now, of course, they have 4. You can't negate the 4.
Right.
But people are now starting to make the argument. They're like, well, this was the Steph Curry era because he got 4 rings. And I'm like looking at them like, yeah, we didn't watch basketball the same apparently. Um, there was just so many things that had to go right and did go right for the Warriors for them to win those 4 rings.
Right.
Um, but yeah, like the fact that they only got 1 ring off of Kevin Durant, like a team like if you think about it, the KD second year that should have been a chip, and the year they blew 3-1 that should have been a chip. So like I don't know how people look at it as it's like dominant era, um, but if all you're having is a ring conversation, even that conversation doesn't make the argument for you when you look at it within the context of how the games played out, the number of injuries that had to happen for them to even like win. Like it's crazy, and it's funny that injuries ended up costing them the championship against the Raptors
Right. Right.
because like if everybody stays healthy, they win that series 4-0 easy. There's not a competition if Kevin Durant or Clay are healthy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
so
I think that as far as like the first run goes, this is where it's easy for me to shit on somebody like James Harden because I know Cups will tell me like he ran into the Warriors, but he was in a game 7, and
Yeah.
unfortunately Chris Paul was hurt. Where they missed 27 straight threes that I don't think Chris Paul allows to happen if he's on the court. So
mm,
I don't
forget the
think.
fact I'm not saying Chris Paul gonna come out there and score 25 points or anything, but
Yeah.
but they lost that game by 9 points, missing 27 straight threes. So that year I was like, oh man, Harden could have got over the hump. The Chris Paul injury happened. So then the next year, they came back, and that was the series where Durant had originally got hurt. So you had Durant off the court and you lost that series.
yep,
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So that's where like the Warriors have benefited from injuries, but that also speaks to other teams had opportunities to take advantage of that as well, and only Toronto did it.
correct,
So you
correct.
feel like so you don't feel like there's anything there when people joke about the Curry era.
No, I don't think it's a conversation at all.
No,
I think
I
people
I don't.
I think a lot of people try to invalidate what LeBron does and what he has done,
Hmm.
and Steph is the only person that has matched him in titles that for the people that only care about rings, he's the only person that's qualified in that conversation.
And look at the fact that all the people they tried to give it to, right? They're like, oh, well, this could have been Kawhi's era, or this might have been Kobe's era, or this might be uh Derrick Rose had a year. Like they tried to get Kevin Durant. They tried to give it to so many people. There was one person that spanned greatness over all of them. That to me just says like something different. But I don't want to get into a LeBron discussion.
Yeah, I feel
Are
you.
we done
Right,
with this
right.
yet?
Coach, you are really
Because you know where
gushing.
I'm trying to go. You know where I'm trying to go.
Oh no, I told him to hold off until you got on
Yeah,
here, so we
Okay.
gonna get
All
there.
right. Okay.
I'm
Cool.
ready.
All right. Okay. Cool. Cause I got
Oh,
my shirt on today. I got my shirt on today to let you know you can't rope your way out of this one.
hey, look, hey,
Just want you to
we
know
you see what kind of shirt I got on too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
the
hey, what
Supreme, the
hey,
same kind of
what
shirt you always have on.
No, but
hey,
this
what
like the what's the boxing jump?
Oh,
That's the
that's okay. I see you.
yeah.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
So
what Joe Budden told Drake?
you
You
can't
made a
still
mistake out of this one. Can't Bell Biv DeVoe your
the
way out of this
way out
one.
of this one. And
You know
the
what I'm saying?
best part about that disc is he picked a different R&B singer every time he did it, which was
Yeah,
hysterical. Anyway, so
yeah.
thank you for that. So Cups, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a chance to get in front of this. I'm going to give you a chance to get in front of this. So I want you to explain what you saw happen last night in the Knicks Celtics game. Depending on what you say, will determine how the
I
next
felt like
10 to
it was a
15
good. I
to
felt like it
30
was
minutes goes.
I felt like it was a good contested game. I felt like the Knicks played usually how they do. I felt like Jalen Brown showed up and earned his $300 million paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it, they were up at points, and then we had came back, and then we were up, and then once we got the lead, we held on to it in the fourth quarter. I was actually again pleasantly surprised by the way that the Celtics responded, knowing that Jason Tatum is going to be out for the remainder of the playoffs, potentially for a large chunk of the 2026 season. So we're gonna have to see how that goes. Again, great team effort, great team win. I feel like Peyton Pritchard showed up. And you know, that's just about it. You know, like I said, Celtics in 7, dog. I'm really excited again about the way that this shit turned out, because I'm not sweating, because I know we have a good roster.
You know what's funny about that? Real quick, and then I'll step back out the way. We were just talking about how undervalued Derek White is last night. Cops didn't even bring up Derek
Didn't even
White.
mention him. Didn't mention him.
Bro,
Didn't mention him.
I don't know what y'all want me to say.
Didn't mention him.
He had 34 points.
You know what else? You know what else, Mike? 2-5 before I even get into where I'm going, because I see I need to go there. So I guess I don't know. He just wanted content. I don't know if he just wanted content, because I'm about to fire you up right now. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nobody that was on that Olympic team that got more playing time than Jason Tatum was mentioned in any meaningful way. Captain Drew wasn't mentioned. Captain Drew wasn't mentioned. Derek White wasn't mentioned, and Jaylen Brown got a liner note for showing up and doing his job.
Cup said that man ain't earned no 350 last night.
All I'm saying is, bro. Hold on, who is this?
Doug, so let me ask you this. What does Jaylen Brown have to do to get your respect, bro?
He already making 300 M's. What else?
What does he have to? No, the 300 M's isn't getting your respect. What is a player on your team? What does a player on your team have to do besides be Jason Tatum?
You see
to
what,
get the effusive praise that you give Jason Tatum?
The whole thing about this is this is
a simple question.
I think it's funny because we're talking about something that I don't even negate. I don't fight it. I've never said that Jaylen Brown was bad.
No, and no one said wait, because again, you keep arguing points we never made. No one ever said that Cup said that Jaylen Brown was bad. Actually, it's quite the opposite. You hate the fact that he's really, really, really good.
Whoa.
Because I'm telling you, in 2-5, check me if I'm off. You want there to be a significant gap between Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
He want them to be Kobe and Smush Parker.
Yes, he wants that, so he can say, see how great Jason Tatum is, y'all. It is really sick what you do with your own team. That man, wait, no. I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance on your own show.
I have to say this.
No, you don't. No, you don't have to say this right now. You can say all this before I started.
For one man, we're doing all this to avoid talking about.
We are talking about one man right now. And then we can, and I'll say this, and Cups, and I'll say this. After we finish this segment, after we get this off, and I fire you up, then we can go on to talk about Jalen Brunson now, and then we come back on tonight. We can talk about it again. Whatever you want to do, but you gonna get this work. So,
I never had a problem saying.
Yes, you do.
Brown was bad, bro. I never said that.
Okay.
Okay. I would contend that. I would honestly admit. Okay, bro.
You were hot last year when he won the Finals MVP. Were you not?
Celtic. I've never.
Were you hot last year? Were you hot last year when Jaylen Brown won the MVP?
Bro, we won the title, bro.
Were you hot last?
How many times did I bring that up? It was like, bro, I don't think he should have got that joke, bro. I don't even think Jaylen Brown.
Were you hot last year? when Jaylen Brown won the MVP? Yes or no?
Bro, I was hot when y'all niggas was trying to ride me about that shit. Hey yo,
Yes
like
or no? Why would we? But why would we?
Cups just passed Wimby for blocks right there.
You see this, right? So why would we be on you? Why would we be on you? So think about this, right? Why would we be on you? Why would we have to come for you when your team just won a NBA Finals and a top 2 player on your team, even by your own estimation, won the Finals MVP? Andre Iguodala didn't win it.
Bruh, because
why would we be on you? Because you were hot. Because Jason Tatum didn't win the Finals MVP.
We've had previous conversations before the finals where I said I feel like Jason Tatum is the best Celtic. Sherlock feels differently. You feel differently, and honestly, that's not a problem, bro. I get it.
It's not. No, we all think the things that you said with Jason Tatum, we agree with. We agree he's the most talented. Yes, we agree that if at his best, he's better than everybody on the Celtics, and I'm not sure it's close. The problem is he plays stupid basketball most of the time.
And even with playing stupid basketball, and y'all say that Jaylen Brown has the better mentality, nobody still pulled up to show again, because we talked about this before, the shot spreads. It's still not a monumental gap. I think,
but there's a gap. But wait. But there's a gap. But there's a gap.
18 or 19.
No, he doesn't. There is a gap. It's not a monumental gap. No. But the point you always make is you say, well, he's never had more points than Jason Tatum. That's your point. And my retort is he's never shot more shot attempts than Jason Tatum.
Why would he if he's not the better player, bro?
Then why do they have comparable stats?
Bro, comparable?
Why is Jaylen Brown more dependable in the clutch than Jason Tatum?
The same question of why fucking Cat is more dependable.
No. Don't go to Cat. Stay where we are.
But he's not.
I meant to say Brunson is more dependable than Cat. But
again, in the fourth quarter, why is Jason Tatum not dependable? Why do we notice that the ball finds a way away from Jason Tatum in the fourth quarter, specifically in the last 8 minutes of the game?
Because of his shot selection.
That stuff factors in when you're talking about the best player.
And if you go back to that Eastern Conference Finals last year against Indiana, no Halliburton, and Indiana was taking them down to the wire, right? In game 2, I think it was, Jaylen Brown was the one that hit Derek White with the pass for the 3 that put it away. You know what I'm saying? Game 4, it was Captain Drew. You know what I mean? And I don't got a problem with Jason Tatum. Like, I'm always confused because you have this position that people hate Jason Tatum. And like, I don't hear people say negative things about Jason Tatum. Nope. Like, I hear people say, hey, he needs to step up, or like, hey, he needs to have a better shot selection. But I don't see people just like, why do people talk about Jason Tatum? He's not a top 10 player or top, I don't hear people say stuff like that.
Nope. Nobody says Jason Tatum's not a top 5 player. Nobody says that.
And then you got people like Donovan Mitchell who, you know what I mean? Obviously, to your point about Brunson, right? Because like when we talk about Brunson and Trey, you're always like, he got the better team. He absolutely does. You know what I'm saying? But last year when we had our All-Star argument and our MVP argument, and I was like, yo, Donovan Mitchell's stats are right there with Jason Tatum's on a bad team. And all I asked was, why doesn't he get MVP consideration? Not saying that he should win it, but why is he not in the conversation? And you acted like I said that Jason Tatum wasn't better than Ron Harper or something.
Why don't we? That's what you do though. We just want you to see yourself.
Like that. I was never really hard on Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? Because again, even if y'all felt like the team wasn't bad, it's still the same team that they are next year. They was just on their way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was definitely, and they were a good team last year. Is what I was trying to say. Record wise, they had a good record, so I wasn't surprised that he was in the MVP running for the jump.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, so all I'll say is this, man. If you pick a team, you got the team, bro. There's mad players on a team, right? And you can love the whole team. You can actually be like, yo, this is gang. I want gang to win. If all 5 starters get hurt and my bench players come in and they ball out, that's an amazing thing. And I'ma hype my squad up. I don't like seeing you fan like this. This bothers me. I don't like to see this on you.
Literally, we'll be like, oh man, Jaylen Brown out there like putting in work, and then Cups will be like, Jason Tatum's $1. What the fuck is 50 cents?
Dog. And everything is a slight to Jason Tatum. Everything is a slight to Jason Tatum.
You know what you
is it not? Is it not?
No, it's not.
You know what you've done. You know what you did, Cups. You know what you did, Cups. Even though you're cheering on Jason Tatum, you turned into what people hated about LeBron fans.
Oh my!
It's true. God. It's true.
Bro, and anybody who hated on Kyrie like this, or the way that y'all are trying to implicate me.
No. People was super cool with Kyrie. Like Bron fans was cool with Kyrie. They didn't want Kyrie to get the MVP over Bron because Bron had to carry the team. He had to carry the team. Like Jason Tatum's not carrying the team. But
I still don't feel like it's fair. Like, I will say this, bro. I don't think that we've had a team with stars of this, like where it's like because like LeBron, we knew that Kyrie and LeBron is, and even now we know that LeBron.
But there was still a gap. But there was a gap. But there was a gap between LeBron and Kyrie. Even Kyrie, Kyrie is an amazing player, but there was a gap, like the gap that you sort of want to exist between Tatum and Brown. It's the gap that actually existed between Bron and Kyrie. Like if you take Bron off that team, that team is back where they were when Kyrie got there. Like in a lot of ways. But what I was gonna say is this: the other part that really that grinds my gears about the way you deal with the Jason Tatum situation is the one night you decided to criticize Jason Tatum. Do you know what you said? You said everything we say in the group chat every single time we talk about Jason Tatum and called it hate.
I don't think I've ever 2-5. I don't think I have ever, when y'all say that Tatum takes bad shots, I don't ever felt like I've been like, bro, he takes amazing shots. What do y'all?
No, you don't.
No, you just don't say anything.
You don't ever argue it. You don't ever argue it. But that other night was when you were kind of like, what is he doing? Like, why did he take that shot? And that's what we do every night. And
every day, every time. That's what we do.
And then you be like, y'all some haters, bro. And I'm like, hold up. So you came to the other side?
So no, you don't argue it. You don't argue it. You just don't say anything. When we're saying Jason Tatum taking bad shots, you don't say anything at all.
Because I'm watching the game too. That's all, bro. I'm watching the game too, and it's like, yeah, okay, he didn't even take bad shots. And again, the gap between him and Brown. The point where it gets serious is when it really has to act to a point where them on the team and we not successful anymore. Like they said, like they talking about this offseason, we might have to move Drew. We might got to move KP. If we have to reshape what this team looks like, with meaning that Peyton Pritchard is going to have to get more minutes. Hauser and Cormet might have to be getting more minutes. But we still got Tatum and Brown on the floor. And then the chemistry starts to deteriorate or things like that. Then we're going to have to start having these conversations. But as long as we're winning, bro, I don't care. But
that's where you're headed.
Who is
that's
getting
where
the
you're
ball
headed right now?
Yeah, y'all can't afford to bring everybody back.
And
you're not gonna find a better version of Drew.
For sure.
Like, right now, there's not a better version of Drew.
Like two of Drew, Porzingis, and White have to go. You know, and I think White's
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think White's the one to keep, obviously.
Oh,
for
White,
sure.
I think White's gonna be the hardest one to keep.
Why is
White's
that?
gonna win his money.
He not gonna get.
White-
Not
Well,
gonna get.
White's
Man,
gonna win his
White,
money.
no, White already
White?
got paid though. He
Oh,
already
he already
got
got
paid.
paid. I'm about to say. Okay, I'm about to say because
Yeah,
he's
and
coming
that's
off.
the problem.
He's
That's the
also coming off the
problem.
Olympic medal. He's
Well, that's
most
the
of the
problem.
fourth
All
quarter
three of
production.
them. Well, that's the problem because Jalen and Jason are both over 300.
Yeah,
You know, Derek White's already at 30. Drew is due 37 in like 3 years. You know, Porzingis I think got paid. I don't know the exact number, but Porzingis got paid. So you need Horford to retire, and then 2 of those 3 probably have to go, especially while Jason Tatum's out right now. You know what I mean? Because you're probably not winning a title anyway without him.
right.
So,
Do y'all feel
so
like he? What do y'all feel like his timeline possibly could be
Who?
for a
I
torn
think he's
AC?
I think he's out all next season.
Yeah, I don't see him playing next year.
Yeah, he'll probably be out next season, and then he'll come back and he'll be a shell of himself because I don't think he has that. I don't like him, so I'm
I
automatically
mean, he was already a shooter.
he's a loser.
It's not like he's gonna take away his at the rim game because he doesn't like going to the rim.
He
I
might
think
look
what's
like
gonna
Paul
happen
George.
is he's
He
gonna
might look
come
like
back.
Paul
He's gonna be like, now I got the Achilles like Kobe. I'm really Kobe now.
So is it joke? Have we entered into the joke portion of the pod?
He might turn into Paul George.
A podcaster?
No, just meaning like the way that we view Paul George.
Oh, like he could have been one of the greats, kind of thing.
Yeah, like
Paul George
look
too,
at
yeah.
him now. Like people will be calling him garbage for no reason.
If
You
he
know,
starts a podcast, it's over.
But now might be the time to trade Jaylen Brown. Actually,
No, they're gonna need Jaylen Brown next year.
not if you ain't going nowhere. You just got him just to have him.
But I think that's when you get to see what you really got in Jaylen Brown. Like to that experiment that Cups has wanted to see forever, even though he wanted to be the other way. He wanted Jason Tatum to stay and them to see the team without Jaylen Brown on it. So Jason Tatum can finally get his just desserts. You're gonna get a full season with Jaylen Brown as the number 1 guy, with the second guy being
This is
distant
all I can
behind
ask
him.
for. This is
And
all
watch
I can
this.
ask.
Watch
This is all I
this.
can ask.
Barring, listen to me closely. Barring injury, Jason Tatum will be a Finals MVP top 5 next year.
You mean Jaylen
Watch
Brown?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown will be top 5 MVP vote next year.
Are you putting that in the ledger?
You think he's about to take that James Harden leap?
He about to take because now just look at what happened with the offense last night. This is what the discussion I really wanted to have. Did y'all see the offense last night?
Yeah.
How many terrible shots did the Celtics take last night? Less than 5.
Well, you know the thing about the Celtics is 2-5 already put it out there. They're 10-2 without Tatum.
I'm not saying they're better without Tatum. I'm saying that
No, they're not
offense
better without
looked
him, yeah.
much better without Tatum dribbling to turn around to shoot a fadeaway 3. It's a different team. The ball moving. Pritchard was much more involved. Derek White had much more. Like the ball was flowing. Like Jaylen Brown wasn't even trying to get buckets like that.
Pause. Hold up.
I said buckets.
How was that a pause?
No, not you. I'm playing. Not
Oh,
you.
you took pause.
I'm
He
playing
got knocked out.
Hey,
Is
how
that
you
you
feel
got knocked out?
How you feel about that? Oh, okay.
About the black man getting knocked out?
So I'm playing against my homeboy. He sent me an invite. He asked me to come play. So we already played with the females, and I beat him. And now I'm playing with Alvarez. So.
Oh yeah, Canelo. All right, word. Well, I wish you just got a black man so we would not have.
Is that
seen a
Roy
black man
Jones?
get knocked out by.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell by the stance.
Yeah, I was gonna get that game, but I've been reading the reviews. It ain't sound so great.
No, they
Fight
did.
night.
They did some updates. No, this is undisputed. So this was supposed to be
Undisputed.
like the boxing game.
Yeah, I think it's the only
Oh,
boxing
so this is
game out
the
right
PGA
now.
Jam. This is not fight night.
Oh yeah, I thought it was fight night. Okay.
No, I think this is the only
coming out with
boxing
a new
game out
fight
right
night.
now.
They're coming out with a new one, but I don't really like Fight Night because it's arcadey. This game has its bugs, but overall, this whole ass nigga enjoying. Overall though, this game is pretty cool.
But yeah, so just to round that out, hopefully we take these next two games.
Y'all losing
Again,
it. Y'all losing it.
I don't see the Knicks closing us out, but
Knicks in 6, bro.
hopefully your guy elevates us. You know what I'm saying, in this closeout game. You know what I'm saying?
It's Knicks in
Yeah,
6, bro.
and while we're at it, Jalen Brunson was supposed to put his stamp on that game last night.
Yeah, man. Why didn't he close it out? A closer should close. He's the most clutch player in the NBA. They said.
So I had brought up to Cups.
I had brought up to Cups
that Mikal Bridges and Anunoby together last night went 5 for 26, and I don't care about that in the grand scheme of things, but it was just that point of like, let's shit on Jalen Brunson while his two other scorers missed 21 shots together. Like,
and wait. Not only did the two miss 21 shots together, Karl Anthony Towns for a significant portion of the game was being defended by Drew Holiday.
It wasn't doing nothing.
Drew Holiday, and was giving the ball up like it was hot potato.
Well, I actually heard a stat yesterday. I don't remember the exact number, but it was something like if he's guarded by a wing player or smaller, the Knicks are 11-14 this year.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Because we were talking about how Toby was defending him in the first round.
Yeah. I think the Knicks close it out in the Garden, even though I think they said the Knicks haven't closed out a playoff series in the Garden in 25 years. I think I heard you say that stat.
Yeah.
But I think as long well, hold on. Insider information: Joe Budden does have tickets to Game 6.
Oh shit! We going
and
7,
the way
baby.
the way the curse works, the Knicks have not won a game with Joe Budden in the building, to my understanding.
So what are we talking about if Boston wins Game 7 on Monday night? What are we talking about?
It's got to be about Jalen Brunson. I think it's about Jalen Brunson and Jalen Brown. I think the Jalen's are the topic of discussion. I also think the discussion becomes how good can the Celtics be in a full season with Jalen Brown as the premier player on the team.
I feel like all the Knicks have to do is give Mitchell Robinson more minutes. Stop putting him in the game when you can hack-a-shack him. Like, just play him, because they ain't gonna foul you the whole quarter.
He's got to hit the shots, man. The Knicks should win this.
6 for 6. He went 6 for 6 last night.
The Knicks should have won that game last night. There was some weird stuff happening with the refereeing that I didn't love. Like,
Brunson had a lot of fouls in the first half, or I think it was first.
Yeah,
quarter.
he fouled out with 8 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's really early. Which goes to, do they treat Jalen Brunson like the star player? Do they treat more star players? Like, I don't know. I don't see him as a superstar, but he does play in New York. He is the best player on the New York team, which normally would equate to getting some kind of superstar treatment. But
I think he gets treatment. You know, they let him get away with his bullshit.
The leaning fouls.
Yeah, they give him that, but they don't give him the I guess what you would think like a Giannis would get.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, oddly enough, I don't think Joker gets a lot of those either. And you know what I mean? But I also think that Joker doesn't. But I also think that Joker doesn't get the fouls that he commits.
Agreed. Because he does this every time. Because he's never done anything.
Yeah.
He's never ever committed a foul, even when he commits a foul.
So, is Denver done?
I don't think so. I think they equalize it tonight.
If Shea is it OKC or in Denver tonight?
It's in Denver tonight.
Is it 3-1 or 3-2?
3-2.
3-2.
If Shea has the heart that I think he has, Tonight he answers the questions.
Yeah, I think they're done. I think that Jokic left it all out in Game 5. Pause.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he left it all out, like 44 and 15. Like, I don't know if you can get that back to back against a defense like the Thunder. But also, we're still trying to figure out who's going to be the second guy for Denver.
Yeah. And he got to get back to them horses, man. You can't forget that.
Is Jamal Murray gonna show up, dog? That's the biggest question, bro. Like, he had a 40 ball the other night. What's going on?
Who's the one that said you could? My guy.
Yo.
What's up?
Man of Motion has entered the chat.
So I'm back, y'all. You know, had to handle Scandal real quick. Y'all saw the knockout. You saw what happened to Roy Jones. Got the shit beat out of him.
Oh, you about to go to the island now?
Island of Relevancy.
What is that?
It's where the Samoans live.
I thought they lived in Samoa.
I mean, you know, you could call it Samoa if you want, but Paul Heyman calls it the Island of Relevancy.
Okay. All right, that's one way to look at it.
No, but I think that like, I'm interested for SGA and but I feel like if it's Denver, I feel like Minnesota knows them very well.
SGA Ant is going to be fire.
Do I want to see though? But because I don't think I want to see Timberwolves.
Hell yeah, you want to see it, because as soon as SGA go 8 for 24, you're gonna blow us up.
About Jason Tatum.
I'm saying though, even if Denver,
SGA has not had a great playoffs.
He hasn't had a great playoffs, but even if Denver wins, like,
hey,
I think
don't know.
the Timberwolves definitely beat the Denver. I would rather see Ant versus SGA than
maybe Game 5 was the turnaround point. You know, he had 9 points in the fourth quarter, and he either scored or assisted on their last 15 points.
Who's SGA?
SGA, yeah.
I just want to see. I want to see my guys. Like, I want to see this new generation. I want to see somebody come grab it, man. Like, pause. I want to see like them like take that. Yeah. I caught it. As soon as I said it, like, yo, okay. I want to see them take that next step and take the crown, like, for real. Like, yo, I'm here to do this. Ant's saying that he don't want to do it, but Ant's player saying I want to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though I picked OKC to win the title, I can't lie. Like, something about a Minnesota Knicks final sounds good to me just because of the trade.
Doug, in the trash that Ant will talk in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
that would be epic.
I just need Ant to actually perform. That's all. Like, last night he was good, but I need you to perform with scoring. Like, I need you to be a dog on the points.
No, because Ant, the thing about Ant, the thing I've learned to appreciate about Ant is dude really just wants, like, he wants to win in a way that's like, I don't care what I have to do to win. If Julius Randle is going off, which he has been since that Lakers series, like, I've never thought that Julius Randle was this good.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I've always liked Julius Randle. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He's never been this good. Like, how he's playing this.
I've always wanted to cheer him just because he went to Kentucky, but
I know.
I just but I can't. Like, I just couldn't.
But Ant is like, if this person's going off, I'm not gonna force it, and I love that. Like, nah, I'm gonna get it over to Julius Randle or the Alexander kid.
Yeah.
Or like
cousin, by the way.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Or like any whoever's on, like, okay, cool, we feeding, and I'm just gonna play really hard defense. I'm just gonna play throw everything I can in the defense. So I don't mind that he doesn't get numbers, much like Jaylen Brown. It's very similar to me. Like, it's just like whatever my team needs me to do, I'm doing it. If I gotta guard the best player on the other team, full court, I'm doing it. I'm motivating people. I'm pushing them. Even though Jaylen Brown is an awful motivational speaker, some of the work, like the night he had that microphone on, I've never wanted them to snatch a microphone off of anybody mid-game the way I did on Jaylen Brown.
I never
But back
seen
to
somebody.
yeah.
I never seen somebody want to snatch some nuts the way Jaylen Brown did last night.
Hey, that was kind of wild though, wasn't it? Like he
That was
was
crazy.
Yo,
Right.
like
hey,
He's
man.
taking biting kneecaps a little too literally,
Hey,
sir.
2-5, I know you hate the guy you see on your screen, but this is one of the greatest of all time, man.
Why you always gotta do that? Just because I don't agree with you, doesn't mean hate.
Why doesn't he
So-
have the Brahma Bull tattoo on his back?
So Cactus Jack, what is your opinion? What is your opinion on John Cena busting Dwayne Johnson for writing the cues on the wrist?
I thought it was funny, honestly. I thought it was
I don't
funny.
think-
I think that if you don't watch the whole feud in full, you think that John Cena just like sunned The Rock that whole feud, and that wasn't what happened. Like, that's a really good feud.
No. I think he probably did better than anybody else on the mic
could
with
have
The Rock.
for sure. Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
But
That's
yeah,
why-
I wouldn't say he.
Now,
I wouldn't say
do
he
you
got
think
the upper
that
hand.
was written in there? Like
No.
busting him
That
for
was
No,
right
no,
now.
John Cena.
they were
No,
legitimately mad. Like John Cena did not like Dwayne Johnson. He was dead ass serious.
no.
Oh,
John
so he
Cena
really
will
like
run-
had cues on his wrist.
Yeah,
And
John
then he
Cena
went
will
and tried to
run your
copy
ass
the
real
entire. And then he went and tried to copy the entire playbook.
Of The Rock, yeah, literally, down to a science. Came
Yeah,
in,
John-
became the most charismatic guy ever, and then went to Hollywood.
You know what's
quick.
crazy?
Bro, John,
You know what's crazy?
yeah,
I've never seen a John Cena match, and I know that.
yeah, John Cena gotta be. John Cena gotta be a top 7 guy on the mic all time. Like, you know, and he might be higher.
John Cena's top 3. It's not even.
Yeah, I was gonna say he might be higher than that.
Did y'all miss that?
You never seen a man.
I've never seen him wrestle, and I know he copied The Rock's entire playbook. I know nothing about their feud. I just found that out when we saw when you sent the link, the thing about the hand thing. That's the first thing the time I knew they had a problem. But I know he copied this man's entire playbook.
I'm fucking weak, dog.
He did take Tony Yayo's thing. Tony Yayo told him he could have it.
Yeah, that was Tony Yayo. The first time I saw the white dude with chain with a literal chain around his neck, wrapping his way to the stage, I was out.
No, I
ain't
just
gonna
don't
lie.
know. I just don't know how he got.
Still,
I just
Kurt,
don't know
what's
how he
going
got-
on, brother?
Whatever.
I
Only got one question. Oh, go ahead, 2-5. My bad.
No, I'm just gonna say I'm still lost on how John Cena got so popular in the first place.
I do not understand it. I do not understand it.
Only got one question. Have you ever seen a Cena match
Live on TV.
on TV? Period. With your own eyes.
John Cena? Yeah. Back when he was wearing the lock, the master lock with the chain around it, like
What the
a
hell
white,
is that?
like a white just JYD. Yeah,
See, that was when I liked him actually.
That's
Yeah,
probably
that's
a
what
little
I
bit
like.
for your time.
You got to.
But I mean,
John Cena carried WWE when everybody left. The Rock, Stone Cold, everybody left. It was
Rajon left.
John Cena and Triple H.
Out of here.
Well, John,
You got to
well,
think,
John,
JBL,
well, John,
like,
John Cena
JBL
didn't have a lot of,
Talent.
I guess, good opponents. Like, you know, like you look at The Rock, you're like, you know, he had Stone Cold, you know, he had Triple H, whatever. Like John Cena was fighting fucking Edge and shit.
Yeah.
Was
And I
John
know-
Cena ever a top guy in the league?
Yes.
So who do you blame for that? Who did the storyline for him? 'Cause I mean,
he didn't have
that's-
nobody to go off of, so you had to.
No, that's not Cena's fault at all. What Cena's fault is he can't fucking wrestle.
What was the wrestling tag team with Christian and Edge?
And what's his name? Visceral, whatever they were.
Oh, the Brood.
Yeah,
The Brood. When they
Gangrel.
were vampires. They were
Yeah.
vampires.
Yeah, my man Gangrel came throughout the floor.
Yeah, don't tell me about a match that Edge was in that didn't involve Christian.
Nah, Edge, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Edge carried. He did some good things, man.
No, I'll take your word for it. Thanks.
I mean, I
I'll
like,
send you the
I like,
box set.
Oh,
be
wait,
honest.
no. Edge introduced Kurt Angle's shtick.
no, I think Christian is
What's
way
that?
better than Edge.
Well, from 2004 to 2011, bro, like you gotta give these dudes credit, bro. Like a lot of
No. 2004 to 2011
just like, I don't
was what
know.
killed me as a wrestling
Christian,
fan.
man. Fuck that. Shout out to
Just like-
Christian.
Yeah, Christian. I think Christian better than Edge, but outside, just like
Yeah.
outside of the RKO, I don't know why Randy Orton is so popular.
I guess you got to be a fan. I don't know because
I know, like he's boring as fuck.
He a fan.
I like
No,
Randy
that
Orton when he. You're not about to give
No,
me.
that-
You're not about to give
No,
me.
that,
You're not about to
no,
give me.
that dude is so fucking boring.
And you
Who is-
know the RKO. The RKO is just the reverse Jake the Snake move.
It's
Yep.
basically the diamond cutter.
Diamond
You know what I'm
cutter.
And Diamond Dallas Page told Randy Orton he could use it.
Diamond
Shout out to
cutter.
my dog who used to hit the 5-star frog splash. What was that, Joe?
And
mean,
fuck-
No, not that joke. No, not that joke. Not that joke. The shooting star.
oh,
Is
Billy
that Brian,
Kidman.
Flying Brian? Oh,
No, Billy. Yeah, Billy. Yeah, Billy.
1, 2,
Yeah,
3,
Billy
kid?
Kidman.
Billy. Yeah, Billy Kidman with the
No.
shooting star, bro. Yeah, I
No.
remember watching that joint one time. It was like a random match.
And fuck Stone Cold. Fuck Stone Cold for letting KO do the stunner too.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
So yeah, man. But really quick, back to the NBA playoffs. Unc, you haven't been in here. The Warriors obviously have been sent home. What do you feel like Golden State will look like next year? Will they retain Jimmy Butler? Will they retain Buddy Hield? What do you think the locker room is gonna look like?
D'Lo Brown.
They'll retain him. They just need to add pieces. If Steph wasn't injured, it'd be a different story. But
It's
this
true.
isn't about this. This is about playoffs and who's available. So
Buddy Hield got
I think he's kind of overrated. But where is he going?
I feel you.
He didn't prove anything in the playoffs that would elevate his value to where you would want to give him a contract beyond what he played. If anything, they should fall back based on how they treated Kuminga. So they'll keep him, but until they add some pieces that plays defense, they'll be the same old Warriors that had their window and the windows closed. So they're just a middle of the pack Western Conference team, in my opinion.
Why didn't you jump over the top rope to the outside of the ring?
Stone Cold's gonna come in here and get his ass whooped.
Okay.
Do you feel like they're just gonna be a first round team until Steph retires?
They might get out the first round once.
Not the way the West is. Certain teams in the West is coming up, and certain teams in the West are, like I say, falling to the middle of the pack. The only team I see that'll be a disappointment on a woulda, coulda, shoulda will be the Timberwolves. They got pieces. They just can't put it all together. This next series gonna show it once OKC takes care of Denver.
Yep.
So you think
This is the window.
OKC beat them handedly? Huh?
If Julius Randle's going to play like he's playing now, the Timberwolves can beat anybody.
Okay, but that's a big if because he lacks consistency, for one.
He hasn't in these
And then-
playoffs though.
But Oklahoma City got more than one player they can throw at him to put him in foul trouble and make him play defense. He can't bully that big boy, them two big boys. He definitely ain't bullying Steven Adams. He definitely ain't bullying him. And that Hawkinstein or whatever his name is, he'll
Steven
make
Adams.
him work for it. We're not talking about his point production. We're talking about
No, he
the fact
plays
that-
he plays in Houston though.
Oh my bad. I'm still.
I forgot,
I'm
bro.
still
Not a
there.
Thunder. Hold on, wait, yeah. Hey, you caught me with that.
I'm still there.
So
I'm still there. My
Hardenstein,
bad. Hawkinstein, well, He'll punk Holmgren, he'll punk Chet, but he's not
If you
gonna
let this man beat you,
bully Arkansas like that. Bad. I'm still pissed. I lost $1. So, does anybody else agree that they soft because they fired Bickerstaff, or is Perk off as usual?
No, I think they were a lot better this year, and Bickerstaff left some things on the court in Detroit.
But who was the more physical team out of the two, Detroit or Cleveland?
Detroit had to be physical because they don't have as many good
but
players.
talent. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the scary thing about Detroit is, when they get Jaden Ivey back next year.
It's like New York's been soft since Snoop came through and crushed the buildings.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm
So-
telling you, Steph ain't worried. Steph ain't ready for that switch with Cooper Flag on the other side of it.
No,
Bro,
that's going to be a
Dallas about to
problem.
draft Cooper Flag.
That's going to be a problem.
Is Cooper Flag gonna be like every other white dude that's been drafted, or is he gonna?
No, as long as he don't go to Utah,
no.
he'll be
I
fine.
think Cooper Flag is going to be like, if he could get his pull up jumper a little bit more consistent, he could be a Kawhi type dude.
Man, I need Caroline.
Name a Duke player drafted in
Jason
the
Tatum.
lottery that has been more productive
Jason
than
Tatum.
Kyrie and Jason. Name one.
Oh, more? None of them
More than those two.
Nobody's been more productive than those two.
Do I get to count Elton Brand?
They weren't
No.
more productive than Kyrie.
He was consistent, and he did more as an executive than he did as a player.
That's crazy.
And the
Damn.
Clippers were still last when they had him as an executive. So
Do I get to count Shane Battier's defense?
Wasn't Shane a D-boy?
Honorable mention. He
I'm not
was, but
sure
he
if
wasn't
he
a
got
was he a lottery pick. He was a lottery pick. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, we'll honorable mention him only because he was a nuisance and he was a somewhat defensive prowess. But I mean, outside of Kyrie and Jason, name one. Okay, Kyrie, Jason, and Grant Hill. Name one.
Well, I think Grant Hill makes it a little convoluted because he was injured a lot too.
But even with the injury phase, the latter part of his career, he was still productive. It was a woulda, coulda, shoulda scenario. Had he not had that ankle injury,
Well,
you might have
well,
been.
ask me this same question next season, and then I'll add Jarrett McCain to the list.
Shout out to Jared McCain. Where does Philly pick? You said Philly got the sixth pick, fifth
The
pick.
third.
Wow.
Philly.
I think Philly getting
Okay,
Ace
so-
Bailey.
But are they keeping that, or are they putting that with a package to get a right now player?
I think they're keeping it.
Let's get Paul George the second.
Who's using their lottery pick to get a right now player?
Maybe
Besides
Houston. Oh, okay. Let's see. I don't know. I could see Brooklyn trying to reach for something because Brooklyn's got 5 picks in the first 36.
Yo, why didn't Miami have any draft picks in the lottery?
Didn't that have to do with
because y'all made the playoffs?
And no, but there was a trade they did that
No, we didn't.
they picked with. It was
Yeah, they got swept by
conditional.
Cleveland.
Yeah. It was a conditional scenario, and they lost that thing. So give me a scenario where the Lakers can get something.
All right. So Adam Silver makes calls around the league.
I can't do a
And that was
package
it.
with Connect.
I mean, not to get like not to fill out a big three.
Are you wrestling?
No, I
Donald
just need,
Trump?
I need a legit big man in the middle, 6'10", 2 and some change.
So maybe
Not
maybe
named
you
Mark
could
Williams.
maybe you could get somebody like Nick Claxton from Brooklyn, and maybe you could do a connecting Rui maybe with some picks.
Can I get Allen from Cleveland in a trade?
Maybe.
Maybe. I'd say maybe. That might be a little more realistic. Jared Allen definitely gonna help y'all out on defense. The Lakers, if you're talking about them.
Okay, well, what? So here's a off the wall one. What if Lively becomes the oddball out and Dallas sends him to LA in a trade?
I think that is actually Gafford.
Yeah.
I think
Well, it would
that
be
is
Lively
Gafford.
if it's
I think you want to keep Lively and Cooper Flag together. Like I think that they fit well together. Pause.
So Dallas would be Texas Duke, which means they would be ass anyway.
I don't know because they might hang Nico if he make another trade with the Lakers though.
Cowboy Mike said trade LeBron.
That's all they need to do, and the Lakers will be great again. But
Hey,
nobody's gonna pull that trigger based on the fact that he's in the second largest market and he's still productive to an extent, and he
Still
sells tickets.
That's the one.
Harris,
Sells tickets. He
work.
stagnates your team. He stagnates your team, but he sells tickets.
Definitely sells tickets.
I mean,
and that means something.
yeah, for them it's money. At the end of the day, it's all about money. So I mean,
My question is
unfortunately,
this.
that's where they at.
My question is this: when LeBron does announce his final year, does he do his victory tour, his
he's
retirement
not going to
tour?
announce it, Riz. I don't think so.
He's gonna announce it.
The league will. How do we say it? I don't want to say they're gonna force him to do it, but the league will highly encourage him
Yep.
to do a tour, kind of like Kareem did.
Yep.
And every city he goes into,
They gonna give him a gift.
it'll be halftime or pregame. There'll be a highlight, and at least 3 franchises gonna retire one of his numbers
Yeah.
that haven't already been retired.
Yeah.
He'll do a Kareem tour. He won't do a Paul George tour. He'll do a Kareem tour.
No. No. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I absolutely think. I absolutely think he's gonna. Knowing LeBron, you know, for better or for worse, LeBron is an attention seeker. You know what I mean? It's like his thing. And this is his opportunity to get the most bang for his buck. The question is, does he do it as a Cav or as a Laker?
And every game, the ticket price will go up at least 30% for those games. And the Madison Square Garden game, well, those tickets will double. Especially
His
if it's the
last Madison Square Garden game.
It's gonna you're not gonna be able to get within the first 20 rows of that court.
That's nasty.
For under 30,000.
Yeah, no.
It'll easily $100,000 seats courtside.
Do we think he's going to stop doing his walk out of the game with 30 seconds left on the clock?
He doesn't.
Because it's your last run. You want to get every second of it, kind of like Kobe did.
Yeah.
Kobe had a tendency to walk out of games, but it wasn't as highlighted as it is now, only because you do it
When he
in
did it.
games that matter. But I mean, even with Kobe's last game, he got the 60 points. Okay, how did the NBA juice that? The whole day, all you heard on TNT was Kobe's last game. Kobe this, Kobe that.
Yeah.
And then Utah facilitated the 60 points by not playing defense.
Yep.
Conveniently.
Yep.
So the NBA his last year, whenever he decides The NBA is gonna make sure they juice that till they can't juice it no more. And every
Yeah.
stop is gonna be a highlight reel, just like Kareem, minus the rocket chair.
I think
But every stop.
I think that where, if not next after next, I think he plays next year, and I think the year after that he retires.
And Luka takes it over from there.
Now, I think he plays.
I
This
mean,
full-
they could shake it up. Say give him a year. Say if the Lakers, say the Lakers get the 3 seed again, and they fall out again, he could do his farewell tour in Cleveland.
yeah, that's what I see happening.
Hmm.
Go to Cleveland, do your I'm on my way out here tour. I'm gonna go from place to place, retire
Finish
my
it,
jersey.
finish it where you started. Leave Bronny in LA, and then after you do your tour, LA will drop him from their G League squad, and
Yeah.
he'll go to Cleveland and be on their G League squad, or he'll go to Vegas after you become part owner of the Vegas team that the NBA is going to put in there,
The Masons.
despite Dallas trying to move to LA. I mean, to move to Vegas.
Mm.
But that's what the move was all about in the first place. They was trying to give themselves a reason to leave, and the NBA was like, "No, let me show you how David Stern do it. You think you leaving? Nope, you're gonna stay. I'm gonna give you this pick. You're gonna make it work, and then we're gonna put a new franchise in
Yeah.
Vegas."
Yeah. Yeah.
With
So y'all-
LeBron is Jordan Jr., owner or part owner,
Yeah.
and that market the NBA way. We have a former player, arguably to them the greatest ever, running a team or in management of a team, and then you'll find out that he can't pick talent like Jordan couldn't pick
Like
talent.
Jordan couldn't pick talent. Do you think how long do you think from the time LeBron retires does he become a owner?
Immediately.
How long was it for Jordan?
The NBA is
He's gonna
setting
own
it up that
Cleveland?
way. The NBA is setting him up to
Is he
be
gonna
a
own Cleveland
The
though?
NBA is setting him up to be an owner.
He won't be in
It's
it won't
just
be
a matter
Cleveland.
of what type of owner will he be though? Will he be like D Wade in Utah, or will he be like Jordan in Charlotte? That's the question.
LeBron,
I
so
think
we already know what he's gonna do. He gonna be
Bron
like,
Bron's gonna win 51%.
yeah, he's gonna be like Jordan. What's it called?
The league is gonna set it up. The league is gonna set it up for him to be, if not majority owner, more than 30%, because
Yeah.
they want him still in his face is still the face of the NBA.
The problem but you know
they'll
what,
squeeze
I think the problem right now is gonna be the price of NBA teams. Like I want to say, didn't the last team sell for like $6 billion?
Dang.
Well, what's the current value right now? What Dallas I think is like $6 billion or something like that.
I think Dallas
3
sold
billion?
$6 billion.
Yeah, Dallas is $6 billion. So if Dallas is $6 billion, and we know LA and New York are the two premier teams in the league. Well, excuse me, LA, New York, and Boston. Boston's the one that just got evaluated for what, 8 or 9 billion, something like that.
Makes sense.
I remember correctly.
From February
So they were
2025.
getting new ownership.
This is from February 2025. The average NBA team is worth 4 Bs, but the Golden State Warriors is worth 9.4, Knicks worth 7.5, Lakers are worth 7, Bills are worth 5. I said the Bills. The Bulls are worth 5.8, and the Rockets are 5.7. That's the top 5 teams right there.
How is Golden State worth more than the Knicks?
And how is Boston? I thought Boston got valuated at 6 or 7 billion because they were
And
looking for new owners.
Boston is worth 7 at 5.5.
5.5. Okay, but so the medium for a new squad is what, 6 billion?
Yeah, the 15th ranked team. The 15th ranked team. I know that's not the average, but the 15th ranked team is 4.35.
Okay, 4.3, and the highest is what you said, 9.
Yeah, 9.4.
Okay, so the average, let's say 5 billion. The league will make sure they got whoever got that money. Even if it's in a group, it'll be a group, but Brown will be the face of the group. You know, the one with the most
Like
money
Magic.
will be in the background. Yeah, the one with the most money will be in the background, but they'll put him out there to sell tickets.
Yep.
The bottom 10
And then
teams.
eventually,
3.
eventually he'll get majority ownership if he don't come out with majority ownership, just like Jordan.
Just like Jordan did.
And then it'll be his team till he sells it after 4 or 5 years, unless the league sets him up to win a championship within the first 10 years of ownership. But they didn't do Jordan that way, so I doubt they'll do him that way. But I mean, anything's possible.
Just take a hiatus.
If he lets the actual people that can evaluate talent pick talent, it could happen. But if he's like, I'm gonna have a say in who we pick and all this other,
I'm trying to hold on to power.
yeah, they just there.
Yeah.
They just there to sell tickets in Vegas and be a spot for out of town teams. That's all it's gonna be. But if they just write checks, they'll be fine. So I don't think he can evaluate talent the way he thinks he knows talent. Kind of like Jordan.
I mean, I don't know. He did put together a lot of them teams.
A lot
He
of
didn't, though.
and what was the result of both of those teams?
Hey, according to everybody else, he went to the finals. That's all that matters.
No, that's not all that matters. That's not all that matters. But if you look at the players that Bron, like, that teams are like, okay, we're going to get them because Bron wants them, there are a few that you can actually name and point to actual results. One, Shabazz Napier. LeBron never played on that team. 2, what was the other short guy?
Delado?
No, he didn't want Dellavedova. Who's the other one that was in the draft?
Cole. Didn't he lobby for Cole to get drafted? No.
Cole Anthony?
Yeah.
No, it was somebody else.
The little
You
guard.
talking about Norris Cole?
No, not Norris Cole.
That kid.
He liked Norris Cole, but that wasn't one that he requested. There was 2 that he requested. One to the Heat,
I remember.
and one to the
remember,
Cavs.
Oh, you talking about Shabazz Napier?
Shabazz Napier.
Yeah, when he wanted him in Miami, and then he turned around and left that same year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Right?
But who was the other guy? It was the guy that went to Cleveland, and Cleveland drafted him. It's gonna bother me. So those are 2. I think
Delonte
so.
West?
No.
No, he was chubby. He was fat. He was fat.
That bad.
Boobie Gibson?
No.
No,
Bro, he was
wasn't it the
Mo
They called him
Williams?
one of the
I don't
biggest
know.
busts.
It's somebody he
drafted.
never played with. It's somebody he never ended up playing with. He left the team again. He did the same thing he did in Cleveland. Where he was like, "Oh, that guy's nice," and then they went to get him, thinking that he was going to come back, and he never came. He didn't come back.
the one that's at Utah, the one that's playing at Utah now.
Colin
Oh,
Sexton?
God, yeah. That Colin dude.
Colin
He
Sexton.
said-
He like Colin Sexton.
Well, I'm talking about a younger guy.
He said, "Yeah, come on, Bron, let's get it." And
Yep.
Bron
And Brown
said,
was
"No,
like,
I'm gonna get it
"Nah, I'm
elsewhere.
cool. I'm cool."
I'm going up. I'm making
So
movies.
that's 2, right? Then there's Anthony Davis. He actively lobbied for Anthony Davis.
After he was already proven, though, so does that count?
Right? No, it does count because if we're talking about players that he advocated for coming in,
Paul Pierce tour is disrespectful.
dog. My favorite clip of all time might be when Draymond Green said, "You trying to get a
Nobody
tour?
coming to see you.
They don't
Yeah,
love
nobody-
you like that, dog. They don't love you like Kobe."
You ain't Kobe. You ain't Kobe. Yeah, you ain't
That's
Kobe.
my favorite clip ever.
I mean, Paul Pierce has a couple of clips that prove that he's not that guy. Like him trying to debate against Dwayne Wade you know, and they just go down the list of he's got this more than you, this more than you, and this. And Paul
Yeah, was
Pierce,
that
was cold,
Rachel
though.
Nichols was that Rachel Nichols or Michelle Beadle that
Beadle.
that wrote
Beetle
that?
laughed him out the gym.
Yeah, that's Cowboy Mike's favorite girl. Shout out
Oh, yeah.
Cowboy Mike. My man.
Still crazy. Still a crazy take. Still a crazy take.
I like Michelle Beadle, but I don't like her because she could be a rapist. So.
She called you a rapist?
No, she calls Kobe a rapist.
Oh, okay.
I like Michelle Beadle because she's from San Antonio, but she also hates Kobe Bryant.
All right. I was about to say we need to pause this and really reflect on what you just said.
Nigga getting her a hometown discount.
Cups. What are your thoughts about Paul Pierce versus Jason Tatum? Who's the better Celtic?
Wait, Paul Pierce is a Celtic?
Why is he doing this to me? But I got you, Coach.
It should be.
Oh no! Stay right there. This is easy work. This is good.
It shouldn't even be a
Jason
question.
Tatum has a
It's
championship.
not a discussion at all.
Jason Tatum has a championship.
Who's better? So does Paul Pierce.
I think it is a discussion.
Oh, Paul Pierce. I keep thinking of
Paul
Paul
Pierce has
George.
been to 2 championships for sure, but I don't think he's better than Jason Tatum.
You don't think Paul Pierce is better than Jason Tatum?
I think there's a discussion to be had there.
What discussion?
Like Jason Tatum is more talented.
Yes. Is he a
don't
better
know.
player than Paul Pierce?
Who's a better
don't-
defender, Paul Pierce or Jason Tatum?
I think they're about even.
Who did more with less?
Paul Pierce.
Who's a better?
How you
Who's a better
figure?
driver? Who's a better guy to finish at the rim?
Who did more with less? Who needed 2
Paul.
superstars with them?
Well, Paul needed the 2 superstars, but Jason Tatum needed one of the best role player, like a really good number 2, a really, really, really good, almost equal to him number 2, and
Porzingis.
one of the best like roster of role players I've seen on any team ever.
Okay, now do it. Now do it this way though. So yeah, Paul Pierce had KG and Ray Allen.
and Rondo.
And Rondo.
Like we're coming together like that. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at
Yeah.
Boston right now, outside of OKC, what team in the league matches Boston's talent?
Talent-wise, nobody.
Nobody. Especially not when
That's
it
the
comes to a
point.
bench.
So like,
You
yeah, Paul Pierce
you
had.
can't put OKC, but you can't put OKC in that category because OKC did theirs with management and picks. Boston hasn't been.
No, but I'm just talking about talent though. I'm just talking about. No, I'm just talking
But I mean,
about
does Danny
lining up a
Ainge-
team
Danny
on the
Ainge
Relation
left.
status.
But I mean, since Danny
No,
Ainge left, they haven't really been hitting on the talent.
No, I'm just talking about you got 2 teams playing a game, look at their full benches and all that stuff. Like there's not many teams that are built in the way that Boston is. So like yeah, they might not have a Kevin Garnett or whatever, but when you look at the depth, there ain't many teams out here fucking with them.
Right.
No.
Right.
I
We
don't
just
think there's anything. The Celtics get real deep.
Pause.
Yeah, but that
Yeah, no, I don't think Jason Tatum surpassed Paul Pierce as a Celtic.
He hasn't. It's not even close.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
Why?
I give it to you.
If you're just talking pure talent, but you got to look at the stuff that like Paul Pierce has epic battles with
Pierce
Ray
got
Allen
stabbed
before,
and
like
came back to hoops.
AI, like those series. And y'all know I'm not the biggest Paul Pierce fan at all, but that dude put in work, dude, as a Celtic.
He did,
Jason
especially-
Tatum used
especially-
to have epic battles with LeBron in the Eastern Conference.
Hey, two
He
five.
had one epic battle with LeBron, not battles.
Yeah, he had one every
Right
battle.
now,
with LeBron,
right
and he
now, you're
lost it.
standing outside. I need you to tell me: is it better today than it was yesterday?
It's slightly better today,
So we
but
haven't
today
seen
is
LeBron
supposed to
more
be
than once in the
104.
You said epic battles with LeBron.
Yeah, I was saying that was one series, not epic battles.
In the epic battle they had, he lost.
That joint with the 7 though.
Did he lose it or no?
I'm just saying. And he was putting up 50 balls in that jump. That's all. That's all. That's all I'm saying, bro. He was young. So look, Kyrie didn't show up. That's all I know. I'll be looking for tonight, fellas.
Wait, hold on. You're not gonna breeze by that. Kyrie didn't show up. That's all I know. That's crazy.
I'm just saying, bro. He didn't.
Hold on, though. Let me go off right quick. Let me go left. Hey, Radical Jack, give me your top 5 Spurs.
Oh, go.
Top 5 Spurs.
Top 5 Spurs. You in San Antonio? Make it happen.
Top 5 Spurs.
All time.
David Robinson, Tim Duncan,
Yes.
Ginobili,
Yeah.
respectfully, Iceman,
Mm.
and Tony Parker. I feel like Tony Parker doesn't get enough love.
For sure. Okay. Shout out to Coach Will, man. Parlay Willie in the motherfucking hot box. What's going on, brother?
That's a good.
Who's your 6th man? Who's your 6th man?
6 man?
Oh, that means he give you one more shot. That means you're missing something.
Nah, 6 man. I just had it.
Bruce.
I don't know if Bruce Bowen's my 6. I don't know.
I'm either going Bruce or Kawhi.
Kawhi would definitely be there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd have to say Kawhi because
Danny Green.
hey, I hate that nigga in real life. Hey, Danny Green.
Hold on now. We didn't ask you to saw you bias. We didn't ask you to saw you bias.
Hey, y'all have no idea. He's such a whole ass nigga.
Danny
bro.
Green is a champion.
San Antonio. He walks around San Antonio and he thinks he's Michael Jordan. I hate that nigga. Like I really hate him.
I mean, he's closer to MJ than you are to him.
Ooh.
I'm just saying, like not you in particular, but just like any guy. Just like any guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not you specifically.
He just dissed the nut out of you, bro.
Yeah, there's.
He just dissed you, bro.
I'm just saying,
I don't know.
Pull out the fire extinguisher. There's a fire.
I don't know. Hey, I didn't even start the Tatum stuff, and I'm getting slugged.
You gotta drive, dog. You have to drive to Richmond, Virginia, and fight cups for that one, dog.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, bro. If he walked into the Birds nest, he'll be like, "You wanna play 1-on-1?" And it'll be like, "Not really. I mean, you're Danny Green."
Hey, look, I tell you what. I have a better chance against Danny Green than Bow Wow did against Kobe.
Yeah. Yeah. Duh.
I'm fucking weak, though. This nigga Bow Wow is all of like 5'2".
Yeah.
Still, to this day.
Dog.
But no, Kawhi definitely.
What Coach Will had, man? Coach Will had something?
I think he just dipped out.
He's trying to show us his haircut?
Yeah, I think that's what that was. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to show the
All right, nice cut, Coach.
Yeah. Shout out to Parlay Willie. You know what I'm saying? Straight with the razor cut. But yeah,
hey,
fellas.
I want to know why you just slapped me in the face like that, though. I didn't deserve that.
That was cold.
Bro, I mean, did Danny Green deserve that?
That man has a family.
I don't think Danny deserved that.
You don't think Danny Green deserved that? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You talking about he's walking like he's I mean,
Danny Green don't show up on a hot box.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that you giving Danny Green this much love. I'm out.
I don't. Well, you know what? How about this? Above all else, fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers always.
Fuck
Always.
Kevin Durant. And
wait, hold up. What did Kevin Durant do?
He's just a
fuck
cupcake.
Kevin Durant.
Oh, okay.
It's a rule of thumb.
And fuck Mohawk Danny Green.
Take that, Danny Green.
All right. Yeah. I like that.
Take that, Danny Green.
See? That's what I'm saying, bro. Fuck Mohawk Danny Green, bro.
I like that.
You forgot Durham Tech.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. Fuck Durham Tech. Fuck the Cowboys.
Okay.
Hold on, wait, no. Before we get out of here, we gotta interject, bro. Why the fuck do the Dallas Cowboys have 8 primetime games this season?
Because they sell.
People watch them.
Because they sell. Because they sell. You want to see that explosion live. You don't want to hear about it. Because by week 8, they'll be exploding. They're must-see TV right now.
Is Dak Prescott going to have a fire year this season?
What do you
No.
He's like a 47 on the yard season for sure.
His receivers are going to let him down again, and he'll be injured.
His receivers might have a fist fight in the middle of the field.
So, right
In
before
the
we get
middle
out
of
of
the
here,
field.
before I do the sign off, are we adding GP to the fuck 'em list?
Gary Payton?
George
No, because I want to see him. I want to see him kill a franchise besides my own, so I can be proven right. So no, we're not going to.
All right. Who's your top 5 Steelers?
Ooh, see now, like in any particular order, we going with Joe. We going with Joe Green.
Mean Joe
Green. John Stallworth. I'm gonna put Hines Ward in there just for reference, because y'all would probably know who that is. Jerome Bettis, and Greg Lloyd.
Wow, no rapists. Okay.
No linebackers?
That Greg Lloyd, sir.
Yes. Ben Roethlisberger, 3-time.
I know what you're talking about.
No Jack Lambert?
See, this is the problem with just 5.
RC?
You have no matter who you pick, somebody's gonna have another to counter your 5.
Yeah.
So you actually my 5.
Now, honestly, that just shows how great your franchise is.
For sure.
There's like I say, there's a counter for every one of those guys I picked. I mean, I could have put LeVon Kirkland up there. That's just my personal pick because he's from South Carolina.
I just wanted to show how great your franchise was because we asked Cups, who's a
great guy, by the way.
There's no counters. It's just 5 niggas and that's it.
Did you say Big Ben?
Oh, well, what for the Patriots? For the Patriots? No, I didn't say Big Ben.
No, I said no rapists. Yeah, no rapists.
But I mean, he didn't say Ben Coates for the Patriots top 5. Oh wait,
did I miss basketball talk?
No.
Did I miss the basketball combo?
Yeah, Coach. What you got? You got something to add to it?
Oh God! Now is this that Paul Pierce segment really sparked my interest?
Cook.
It really sparked my interest because I mean Paul Pierce pretty much transcended about 2.5 eras of basketball, and putting Tatum up against Paul Pierce. Well, if you watch basketball for a while, you understand, regardless of Paul Pierce's antics and his hate for LeBron, which I detest, because in my eyes, LeBron can do no wrong.
Fair enough.
Paul Pierce was a great player. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's definitely top 3 best Celtics ever. Top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3
Celtics. He's
top
top 3
3.
Celtics ever.
You can't argue.
Okay.
Cups. Hold on. Cups, you look scruffy in the face. What can you?
I didn't.
Now he got Jason Tatum as 1 and 2. So.
Wow.
I don't have Jason Tatum in the top 3.
No, Coach. I'm telling you, Cups has Jason Tatum at 1 and 2.
1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
Jason Tatum, and Larry Bird.
Anything is possible.
No way.
Wow.
He hasn't.
You got Paul Pierce top 3 Celtic all time.
Man, how long have you been watching Paul Pierce? I remember Paul Pierce when he first came to the Celtics.
Paul Pierce was the Celtics for a very long time before Doc came in and the entourage came in. Paul Pierce was Boston. He was the Celtics, sir. He was the leading scorer and the top defender. In an era where defense was still being played, okay? In an era, he played throughout the Iverson era, played throughout the LeBron era, played throughout the newer era when Steph Curry was ushered in. Bro, Paul Pierce has transcended some eras. I mean, you got to look at his body of work. And Rez will tell you, I'm big on bodies of work. I'm not big on, but you know now that I'm big on bodies of work. And I've seen Paul Pierce like that. I've actually went to the Wells Fargo Center, went to Boston to see Paul Pierce play head-to-head up against Allen Iverson. Great matchups. And I'm telling you, man, Paul Pierce he wasn't a dog. He was an animal. Yes. He was an animal, man. He played both ends of the floor. He had a three. And let's not even talk about him in college at Kansas, where he was just absolutely the man, period. So when I look at Tatum, I like Tatum. I really do. I like Tatum, but Tatum is not better than Paul Pierce, man. The only thing that's different is the evolution of the three ball. That's it.
He's not. He has, what I'll say is, talent-wise, if you want to compare them talent-wise, I can see you making an argument. But the question
definitely
was, is he a better Celtic than Paul Pierce? And he's
no
not
way.
nearly the Celtic that Paul Pierce was yet.
No way. Paul Pierce was Boston. How many years, Raz? Paul Pierce was Boston for about 6 years. He was the man in Boston for about 6 seasons. He went through some pain in Boston. Losing seasons.
He got drafted with 95, 96. He was in the draft with Bron, right? With not Bron, with AI, right?
Yeah, he was a little bit before, I believe, before AI. I think he was a little bit before, but those were some grueling years for him, man. He held it down in Boston. I mean, he was the man in Boston, man. Period.
It was him, Antoine Walker. It was him, Antoine Walker. Like,
yeah, yep, that's it.
It was him and Antoine Walker. Like, that was it, bro.
That was it. And I mean, Boston's a tough town to produce in, but he played his butt off, man. Like I said, regardless of his antics and regardless of how coy sometimes he can be, Paul Pierce was a great basketball player. Great.
Yo, Treese Destiny's trying to call you, bro.
So that was my rant on Paul Pierce, guys. Didn't want to stay on that, but it just interested me when I heard when I heard you guys speaking on it. And like I said, you cannot know or have any idea of his body of work to make statements like that.
I agree.
It's just impossible.
I agree.
And I like Tatum, man. Tatum is the man. But on the defensive end, let's be real. On the defensive end,
he's not
lacking. I mean, Tatum plays one end of the floor. He plays it very well. Tatum plays it very, very well.
Your screen sharing skills suck.
We got to stop giving these new dudes all that extra love. And we know doggone well they don't play defense. Like some of them do. But we got to stop that. There's no compare. There's no comp when it comes.
Brown does. Top 3 Celtic all time. Top 3 Celtic all time.
When he retired, he was
top 3. I mean, hey man, check this out. You're guarding Kobe for an entire NBA Finals, and you're putting up anywhere from 20 to 25 points a game. Not an easy feat, man. I don't think Tatum's gonna make it out of that alive. Period. In that era, and that physical type of play, nah.
Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Paul Pierce. That makes sense.
So Paul Pierce is greater than Kevin McHale?
Oh shit!
I'd say yes. Only because if we do that, you can take Larry Bird's whole team. You can take at least
not over Paul Pierce. You couldn't. We're just talking top 3. Kevin McHale. Are you taking Kevin McHale over Paul Pierce? Are you taking Paul Pierce over Kevin McHale?
I'm personally taking Paul Pierce, but that's because I feel like that's more of an age bias for me.
I think that's a really interesting discussion.
I feel like that's an age
I can
bias.
see an argument for it, but I need to hear it.
I say because at the end of the day, if you look at their whole body of work, you know what I mean. Paul Pierce ended as the Celtics all time.
All time what?
I thought he ended it. I thought he ended it in LA.
Scorer for the Celtics?
No.
Their leading scorer? I don't think he's no. What was you trying to show us, Cups?
Hold on.
He's trying to do a
I'm about to pull it
comparison
back up.
between Paul Pierce.
Please show your screen so we can't see your calls this time.
Bro, I am, bro. Yeah,
And why are people calling you on Facebook Messenger, bro? Like, tell them to use your cell phone like a regular person.
Bro, it was most likely a pocket dial.
Nah, I don't think it was.
It was probably a pocket dial.
I don't think it was. Why are we lying to our friends?
Hey,
we don't lie to our friends.
Hey,
what do we do?
Hey, cuz I think
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I think you need to swing on them, Cubs.
He didn't hit me with the Danny Green disrespect.
I know that, but he's still mad at you for anything you bring up green. He mad. Whether it's Danny Green, Celtics green, don't bring it up.
My God.
Hold on, wait. No, I got you, dog. I got you.
You're a fucking liar.
We don't lie to our friends, bro.
Hey, hold on.
We don't lie to our friends, bro.
He was so mad. You're a fucking liar.
That was 2-5 he was mad at. He was cussing 2-5 out.
Hey, y'all think it's funny, bro. Y'all think it's funny.
I was like, yo, we're cussing each other now?
That was crazy.
I had one night I was cussing in the group chat.
Don't like y'all haven't used bad words in the hot box. Don't act like y'all haven't been no bad words in the hot box.
I haven't.
Oh, dog. No, you have.
I'm cordial with everybody in the hot box.
No,
you definitely have.
Cussing at people.
All right, no, I got y'all. Here you go.
I've had one night.
Hey, look. So Paul Pierce is
I don't think I commended you on that bitch move you did when you was calling somebody a bitch. Repeatedly. I think we said language. I think that's all we said. Language. But hey,
bro, what the fuck?
Hey, Playboy. I was right there cheering you on. Give him another one. I mean, you was drawing the bitch out. Yes.
Oh my. He said he was throwing it.
Yo.
Hey, he was flinging that shit like crack.
I must have missed that, yo. I don't remember a lot of B words.
Oh no. Oh no. It was a night. It was a night.
Yeah, it was a night.
Yo,
don't
it was
get
a
that
night.
vision now. Don't get that vision now, Playboy.
Me 2-5 and Raph was in a side group chat like, yo, how many times is he gonna call me?
That thing, I stopped counting after 10. It was like rapid
fire. That's
like
hysterical.
Every other word. Yeah, that was a good one.
Man.
That's hysterical. I think that was erased from my memory banks. I don't know what you guys talk about. I'm sorry.
This is the first 8 years.
First 8 years. That's what you got.
We still got coach. I don't think so.
Nah, he left.
Nah.
Yeah, it don't even matter anymore now.
Top three.
No, it matters.
It does matter. It does matter because so we're looking at field goal.
Top 3 all time. It does matter. Top 3. I'm not even a Celtics fan.
But see, here's the thing. But see, Cups. The problem is, Cups, that you're doing the first 6 years. Paul Pierce's teams are notoriously bad his first 6 years.
I said no. This is the first 8 years, but I mean, that's all we have to go apart. I mean, this is Tatum's entire career.
So you're doing trajectory.
But if we're being honest, you still gotta respect it. Paul Pierce is still a dog. 3-point percentage at 35% in the time that he was playing.
In that era, yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. 44% from the field, amazing.
Being an all NBA player
during
that time period.
More steals, more blocks. He's a better facilitator, more assists. I mean, the points thing is bullshit. I mean,
all NBA, all star.
Okay, first of all NBA and All Stars. You're playing against Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady. Like, stop. We're not gonna do that.
And he was balling in those All-Star games too.
Like, come on, dog.
Not for nothing.
All NBA teams are gonna be missed when you got niggas like Kobe, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Iverson, Braun.
And
I thought he was that nigga. I mean, he got 2 of them Jones.
No, and with those numbers, seriously though, with those stats right there, nobody puts him in the Hall of Fame with those numbers. If he cuts off, I'm talking Paul Pierce.
But Tracy McGrady's in the Hall of Fame. That makes sense.
Well, this is you talking about Chauncey Billups Hall of Fame. I'm talking like the actual real Hall of Fame.
Wait, so Chauncey Billups Hall of Fame is more egregious, and that's the big word for the day, than Tracy McGrady. At least Chauncey got a championship.
For me, it is.
For Rajon, it is. For me, it's not. But I understand what Rajon's point is.
For me, it's Chauncey. You cannot have played on 17 teams and make it to the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed in my Hall of Fame.
We'll agree.
Also, the other guy I was talking about was Robert Parrish. That's who. Robert Parrish. That's the other dude I would put up for.
In your top 3?
Yeah.
Oh no, Robert Parrish wouldn't see my top 15 Celtics.
Really?
That's crazy.
No,
that's kind of disrespectful.
I mean, I'm not saying it's crazy, but
and I want to say Robert Parrish from South Carolina. So like,
I just
shout out
feel
to Robert Parrish,
disrespectful.
but no.
Like, Robert Parrish is him.
He was no. What's your favorite Robert Parrish moment from the NBA?
Stop.
when he beat the shit out of Bill Lambert.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
That's the one. Nobody like, yo, I remember when Robert Parrish put up 45 against Dog. Robert Parrish is just around a long time. he was just around, bro.
He's a 4-time champion, 9-time
All-Star. Sure.
if you want to say that.
He's from Shreveport. That's why you don't fuck with him.
Oh, he's not from South
If he was actually from South Carolina, you would love him.
All those numbers are more than 4 pages, but okay. Top 3 all the time. Wow.
Robert Parrish.
Okay, 2-5. Robert Parrish was halfway out the league until he got with Bird and McHale.
Robert Parrish was just around and played on the team full of white dudes. And they was like,
Parrish,
oh, he must be cool. He's the black dude that plays with the white dudes.
I don't think he was getting out the league cups. At 17 and 12, I don't think you're almost out the league.
17 and 12. That's your top 3 Celtic of all time?
No,
that was that season.
I'm talking about Jack. That is wild.
Hey, you know what? I'm sick of y'all. You know what? Honestly, why am I doing this? Fuck the Celtics. Fuck them. Y'all.
I agree. I mean,
maybe that's why he's your top 3 Celtic, because you hate the Celtics.
I don't even know why I'm doing this.
That's like being like being like that's
what I'm saying, bro. We talking about Robert Parrish?
Mike Cofer. Mike Cofer is a top 3 Niner of all time. Like, what is that? Like, what are you talking about?
You can hate a squad and respect their franchise history.
Yeah, that was crazy what you just did.
That's why I said he's a 9-time All-Star, you know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, like I said, fuck the Celtics. Fuck Leprechauns.
Jason Tatum's absolutely a better Celtic than Robert Parrish.
Tatum 3 times. Fuck his Achilles, too. How about that?
Oh, wow.
So,
that's what I was saying earlier. Wait, I was saying earlier. We have to hold on. Wait. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes.
No.
We reached the joking portion of the pod where when Jason Tatum went down after I said a quick prayer for him and said, I hope he's okay. You know what my second thought was?
Because he's a dookie.
Kobe would be so disappointed in how he got hurt. Kobe would be so disappointed
on the floor
with the way he reacted by scrolling. The way he scrolled around. He scrolled around. He rolled around. Banging on the floor. Kobe would never do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Kobe would have immediately got up and tried to walk on it.
Kobe's ghost got up and slapped him in the face when he went down.
Kobe definitely turned over. He definitely was just like.
It was like when he texted Kobe that night, Kobe texted back. Like use a
Well,
hoe.
no, for real. He really did. He really did. Don't do that again.
You don't know what kind of pain that man was in.
No, I'm sure he was, man. That was just the first joke that popped in my head,
watching it
man.
right now.
I was
Don't do
dying,
that.
dog. I was like, Kobe would be so disappointed in you right
I'm
now.
watching
The way
dog.
he squirmed the rain, he was doing circles.
You
on the
just
floor.
squirmed around on the floor, bro. Like, what are you doing?
His legs
Shout out
are
to Jason. Speedy
You see
recovery.
it?
wow.
A speedy recovery.
Wow.
A speedy
That-
recovery.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
A speedy recovery. Jason Tatum, a speedy recovery. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
come back soon, homeboy. We all praying for you. All seriousness, I just said that's all. Like, I was waiting for the joking part. I was like, I don't know how far we got to get away from the incident before I can joke about it. But I have jokes, and I also want y'all to know this.
He's only
I
sending
have
thoughts
jokes
and prayers
about-
because he's a dookie.
I send joke. No. I'm a person that has jokes about everything. I go to funerals and I think of the most hilarious things ever at funerals. I'm telling you, I am
I feel
that
you.
guy.
So what was your joke when was it Greenlaw when he was running on the field and
I was too
Smoke
busy
dog.
trying
No,
not to
exactly.
cry.
There was no.
I was
joke.
too busy
Yeah.
trying not to cry, bro. I was just to be serious.
yeah
Kobe would never.
Yeah.
Kobe would never.
yeah
Oh,
yeah okay that's crazy. That's
Hey,
crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. Even KD didn't look this bad.
Dog. Kobe would never, bro.
Hey, Sean Livingston basically like took his whole leg off and he didn't do this.
Dog, look at this man.
Here I go.
Come on, man.
that's definitely a Greenlaw injury too.
It's a green line injury for sure.
Wow.
Oh.
Pop. Pop go to Weezer. Goes, oh, nah.
See,
Don't ever
look,
take Kobe
your
again.
head down,
Don't
going
ever take
out.
Kobe
Like
again.
Kobe would
Did
not
Kobe
have
walk off
approved.
under his own strength?
He did.
Yep. Don't ever text Kobe again, bro.
Wow.
When he texted Kobe that night, Kobe text back.
Right, that was crazy.
Like, you let the Mamba down.
Nah, he didn't say that. He said blocked.
Don't ever text
That
me.
joint definitely
Don't
went
ever
green.
text
When
me
he
again.
texted that joint definitely went green. It was
Yeah,
blue last
yeah.
night, but then
Yeah.
that joint definitely went
The
green.
heavenly
Yeah, for
SMS
sure.
is not coming through, homeboy.
That's cool. Got carried off the court.
That's cold blooded.
Yo, Gigi texting him back like, my daddy's busy.
He got something going on right
My
now.
dad got some stuff going on. He's kicking it with Marvin Gaye right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
on the way.
he's busy. He said, don't text no more.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
No, but seriously, speedy recovery. I want you to get better. Come back on the court, back and better than ever, man. Be your best self.
Yeah, maybe
Don't
y'all-
start a podcast.
So
Oh, you
we
don't
done
have to be
reached
on
that goddamn hour 47 mark in this here
I needed
goddamn
this one. I'm
Thursday
exhausted.
Box Bay. Y'all already know. Y'all can catch us again tonight for the Thursday Smoke Rally. Y'all already know I had the
Let's go,
game with me,
Knicks.
my dog Steel Curtain Unk representing live in the building. Shout out to Will Howard, and you know I got my dog Cactus Jack, Radical Jack, Bird Gang Jack representing in the motherfucking building, and you know I got the 1L Residente San Jose representing live in the motherfucking building. Hot boxes every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Again, catch us tonight for the Thursday Smoke Rally. We is rolling the windows down. We is letting the smoke out, and above all else, fuck Aaron Rodgers, fuck Kevin Durant, and shout out to my dog Cactus Jack, man. Fuck Mohawk Danny Green.
Get out of here, Danny Green. Get out of here.
You know what I'm saying?
Get out of here.
You never be Kawhi.
Catch y'all again tonight.